A year ago today, my now ex-husband moved out of our house. 2020 was quite a year, huh? It was a year of challenges and obstacles and growth and accomplishments for most of us. The most important thing that I learned was to be okay with people not knowing my side of the story. You hear that? It's okay for people to not know your side of the story. You don't owe anything to anyone except yourself. So for those of you that might be going through a divorce right now, I just want to encourage you. It gets better. You're going to cry. It sucks. It's hard, but you are strong enough and you are brave enough to get through this. And it is worth it when you come out the other side. I promise you, happiness can be found and it is there. You've got this.
A few moments later.
Why is dating in your 40s so hard? There's no, let me go first and answer this question. Like, I legitimately want to know, why is dating in your 40s so hard? I mean, aside from trauma and trust issues and kids and all of that, why can't I like you, you like me? We talk on the phone, we grab a cup of coffee, and we see where things go. Why are we overcomplicating the hell out of this?
Many months later.
Can someone please tell me where I can find the emotionally available men? You know, the ones who can actually communicate their feelings? Because I can only seem to find the ones who can't.
So here we have a 44-year-old woman who decided to divorce her husband after 20 years. 20 plus years. Okay? She decided to divorce her husband, and now here she is on these dating apps being used as a sperm bucket, being used as a box for a sperm repository by a variety of different men. Okay? When the only guy that was going up inside of her was her husband, which is how it should be, right? I'm going to turn my AC on real quick, guys. I mean, it is just shocking how these older females will have the gall in their 40s after being married since what, the late 90s, to think that they can just leave their husband, the man who committed his life to her, had children with, right, the father of her children, and just get right back out there and just replace him with some Chad, some high-value Chad. No. Hey, no. And you see the result of this. I mean, if I was her ex-husband watching this, I would be so grossed out now, right? Because I'd be like, hey, at one time, that was mine, and now she belongs to the world. Okay, that would just really, really gross me out. I mean, it's kind of like a car that you get, assuming she was a virgin when she met him, I don't know, but assuming like you get a car, brand new smell, whew, right? You own that car, you cherish that car, you baby that car, you wax it every other weekend, right? You polish it, you bought a buffer for it at Target or Walmart, you buff it out anytime like there's even like the slightest scratch on it, you baby that car, you wipe it with a diaper. And then after 20 years of only you driving that car, it becomes a rental car. And you're forced to turn over the keys to this rental agency. And now anybody could drive that car. Most of who you don't, obviously you don't know them. They're strangers, right? They won't appreciate that car like you did. They're not going to baby that car like you did. They're not going to be waxing it every weekend like you did. They're not going to be polishing it every weekend like you did. They're not going to be, cleaning the wheels, the tires, all this, having it detailed every weekend like you once did. No, instead, they're just going to be throwing their junk, their McDonald's cups in the back. They're going to be like shifting it in like drive and hitting it to like 50 and then like hitting the brakes and, just completely just destroying the car, right? Completely just trashing it. I mean, would you feel the same about that vehicle? No, you'd be like, ugh. It was fun while it lasted, and I'm going to get myself a new car to enjoy. But for these chicks, they become that old car, and then they expect some dude to come along, right? Some Chad to come along and treat them as if they're still that brand new car. That is not how it works, right? And it just makes me sad because this chick was married. obviously for a long time, obviously loved her husband when they got married, right? Obviously felt like he was the one. She did the right thing in her 20s because she married him 20 years ago, so she did the right thing. All you had to do was not F it up. That's all you had to do, okay? You were in a position that most women in their 40s who never got married would have killed for. And you had that. But you decided to fumble the ball on the 1 yard line and go out there and essentially, you know, become a plastic F doll for a number of F boys on these dating sites. Right now, your value has gone from here to here. And who knows what the reason was that she divorced him originally. I mean, she had mentioned that she said it's nobody's business what happened in your divorce or why you got divorced. Actually, it is to the next guy you plan on dating, plan on seeing. I mean, if he wants to ask you that, I think you should be honest and tell him why it ended, what you did, right? Sounds like she might have cheated, right? That's why she's embarrassed to admit it. Oh, it's nobody's business that I was cheating on him. Well, maybe you should be honest and tell the next person that, right? Give him your reasons for cheating, even though it's not right. It's never right to cheat. Somebody who's cheated is never right. You should just be honest with that person and tell them, like, okay, you know, the next person you're seeing, this is why I divorced my ex-husband. I met somebody else at work. You know, that's usually the case. And I started feeling more attraction for this other guy. And so I ended it. Now I'm on, you know, Bumble and OkCupid and spreading my legs for random men who could care less about me, don't have any history with me, have no intention of marrying me, and don't treat me as half as good as my ex-husband did, and don't value me even a fraction as my ex-husband did. I'm giving my used up vagina to all these different men now who could like blast up inside of me, blast me on the face, blast me on the back of my ass, and treat me like I'm just, you know, trash. That's why I left my husband. It's so sad, right? I mean, what can you even say to these chicks anymore? I mean, you saw her, how she recorded a video back in 2020 where she was so gung-ho, right? This was around the time the pandemic was happening, so they were probably locked up together, right? And I saw a lot of couples, either it made them stronger being on lockdown together, or it separated them, right? Me with my girl, the girl I'm seeing now, it actually just brought us closer, right? We just started traveling more together. I that was when I realized I didn't need the 6-girl dating rotation anymore, because she was pretty much just fulfilling a lot of the requirements of the other chicks that I were seeing to make up for all these other requirements that the other ones were not. So she started like fulfilling all of those. And I just started hanging out with her, so it just brought us closer. Whereas for a lot of couples I saw out there, that was not the case. It just, you know, especially being married for 20 plus years, I'm sure it just drove a wedge between them. And you know, but even if that's the case, that's why it's called a marriage, honey. You got to work it out, right? If you're married, especially if you have kids, you have to work it out. And if you're like, oh, he's abusive, he's all this, why did you choose wrong? Right? You have to choose wisely from the get-go. This is why I always tell girls in their 20s who follow me, like, pick the best guy you can, make sure you vet him really well, make sure you choose wisely, so, you know, 20 years later you're not complaining about this or that. I mean, either way, you're gonna have complaints. That's just part of a relationship, marriage or not. You're gonna have complaints about that person. But especially if you're in a marriage, you made essentially a commitment to God to stay married, right? Because divorce is a major sin. You're not supposed to get divorced. So this is why I say you got to choose wisely. And once you choose that guy, go the distance. Okay? You have to go the distance. And clearly she did not. I mean, and this isn't a story that ended well, because like I said, she did her video during the pandemic. And she was like, oh, yes, I'm going to move on. Finally, you know, ladies, I'm so excited. I'm so happy for this. Woo! Yeah. Hot girl summer. And then fast forward just a few months later, right after the divorce is over, she's free, she's single again. Woohoo! I did it. Now she's on these dating apps going, what did I do? Oh my gosh, why is dating in your 40s so hard, ladies? Is there any emotionally available men out there? Yeah, there is. Your ex-husband, the one that you left, the one that you pee-peed on and poo-pooed on, right? That guy. Are you saying he wasn't emotionally available? You had him. And you know what? You decided to kick him to the curb, didn't you? Because you didn't appreciate him. You didn't value him. So now, thanks to karma, you are getting that same treatment towards yourself. How does it feel? How does that feel, right? Now you are being treated like you treated him. Men are treating you like you treated your ex-husband. How does that feel? Doesn't feel good, does it? Makes you kind of depressed, makes you kind of sad, makes you unhappy. But that's what you did to him. So now everything is coming full circle, as it does, right? As it does. What is what I tell you guys? Your exes who left you for dead and treated you piss poorly, believe me, man, it will always come back around on them. It happened with my exes. Totally came back around on them. My ex from 2000 left me because I lost everything in the stock market. Friggin' monkey jumped to some other dude who, monkey branched to some other dude who had a house and was older. Now that dude's probably like, closer to like my dad's age probably right now. I don't know. But either way, now she's living in some dangerous part of Hayward, California because she thought she could do better than me. Look what it costed her. I mean, if she just treated me better, I probably wouldn't have left her. I would have stayed with her because she was a good-looking girl. I mean, that was my major complaint about her, was like I felt undervalued and underappreciated. Right? And then look what happened. Now she's stuck there, and I became very, very successful. Same thing with my ex from 2006. Right? I mean, she did the same thing. Only at that point I had my corporate job, so I was doing well financially. That wasn't the problem. The problem was I was blue pill at that point, and I kind of bought into the establishment media going, yeah, we need to, treat your woman better and apologize even if you didn't do anything. Just apologize. I was hearing stuff like that, guys. And I mean, I can't believe I even bought into it for a second, but I did. It cost me that relationship. Because if I stayed the alpha, like dominant type that you should always be, we'd probably still be together, funny enough. But even her, monkey branch to another dude, and what happened to that chick? 2 kids from 2 different daddies. And now she's struggling to make ends meet. She's struggling to raise those kids. She had to leave the Bay Area completely, and now she's living out by like Discovery Bay or something like that. But she never wanted to leave the Bay Area. But I mean, even though it's kind of technically the Bay Area, but it's like the outskirts. It's more like the San Joaquin Valley. But she had to move out there and is barely, I don't even know how she's getting by now because she's not working. In the meantime, here I am. Right? So living life, got a chick who's 20 years younger than her, way hotter than her. I'm like super happy. I couldn't be more pleased. And here she is struggling. And both of those chicks I just talked about, guess what? They're on these dating apps. I mean, it's just so sad. It's so pathetic. You can't make this up. It's like a movie. But this is what they have in line for them when they pull that crap, right? You try to leave your husband thinking that you're all like a bowl of diamonds or something, and then you realize that you're really just a bowl of prunes. I just made that up. As always, guys, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to share, drop them in the comments below, and I'd love to read them, and I will see you there. With that said, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Go ahead and smash that like button below. Do it now. Also, hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton when you guys subscribe, so please make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. And for all you guys who want to support my work and all of this incredible, amazing red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I am teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 months to mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I am talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, baby. The hottest women on the planet. Okay, I teach you how to do that in 7 months of mastery. And you know what? I have tons, thousands upon thousands of successful students now all around the world. Okay, a lot of these guys often drop comments in my comment section talking about how they're in my program, they've met their dream girl, they've met their future wife. I've had a number of students who've been through my 7 months of mastery program already met their wife thanks to my teachings, right? They met a high value, high caliber, hot wife, right? Way above what they were able to get previously before they jumped into my program, 7 months of mastery. They were able to get a girl who was much, much more attractive, much hotter, and much higher value thanks to my teachings. And you know what? I want you to become one of them. Even if you don't plan on getting married, find yourself a cool chick, a high value chick, not one of these like low value, like DG single moms, or you know, women who are passive prime or damaged goods or anything like that. I want to teach you how to go out there and get high value women, just like my students are all around the world. You can become one of us, and all you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, and it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons. So it's only $1 for the entire first month of high value coaching lessons from me. So take advantage of it, and it's the best way to support my work, guys. And thank you very much if you do. I appreciate it. Thanks in advance, and let's crack on out of here.